Captain Ryan Hale was not used to silence. For most of his life, he had lived among the mechanical hum of starship engines, the chatter of crew members, and the faint radio static that filled the bridge of every human vessel. But now, standing in the glass chamber of the alien meeting hall, he felt a silence so complete that even his heartbeat sounded loud. The Hall of Resonance, as the aliens called it, floated inside a massive ring-shaped space station orbiting the planet Tavara. Light shimmered across its walls like water under a bright sun. The floor reflected the visitors' faces, and the air smelled faintly of ozone. The Tavarans were known for their telepathic communication. They didn't use words, sound, or any device. They simply shared thoughts. Humanity had only recently made first contact with them, and Ryan had been sent as one of Earth's first envoys. He had trained for months to control his emotions and thoughts. The human mind was noisy, full of images, stray words, and memories. A single moment of distraction could cause embarrassment during telepathic contact. His instructors warned him again and again. Never think what you wouldn't say aloud. Yet Ryan had never met a being quite like Lyra, the Tavaran representative who stood before him now. Lyra's form was unlike any human's. She had no solid shape. Her body shimmered between physical and energy states like a sculpture made of light and mist. Her presence was calming, almost musical, as if the air itself responded to her. Ryan could see patterns of color within her, gold, silver, and blue, moving like a living galaxy inside her translucent frame. He tried to focus on the meeting, reminding himself of his mission, to establish peaceful trade relations between Earth and Tavara. But as Lyra began speaking directly into his mind through telepathy, her voice, might not heard but felt, distracted him completely. "Welcome, Captain Ryan of Earth," her thought voice said. "Your kind has come far across the stars to reach us." Ryan swallowed, trying to remain calm. "Thank you, Representative Lyra. Humanity seeks friendship and knowledge." Her light brightened slightly, a gesture that seemed like a smile. "We feel your sincerity. It is rare among the species we meet." Ryan almost smiled back, relieved that the first few exchanges were going well. But then, his concentration slipped. He looked at her again, at the smooth dance of light flowing through her form, and a stray thought escaped before he could stop it. "She's beautiful. Her form looks like living art." The instant the thought formed, he froze. He hadn't meant to send it, but telepathic connection didn't allow privacy. His mind was open, and the thought traveled like a spark. Lyra's light flickered. Ryan's heart pounded. Oh no. She heard that. He expected her to end the connection immediately, maybe even report it as an insult. But instead, the colors within her form shifted to a deep shade of violet, a color his translator had no record for. Then, after a long moment, her mental voice returned. "You perceive me as beautiful." Ryan wanted to vanish. He stammered mentally, I didn't mean it that way. I was just—" "You do not need to explain," she interrupted, but there was no anger in her tone. "Only curiosity. Among your kind, such thoughts are private, yes?" "Usually, yes," Ryan admitted. "Humans value privacy of mind and emotion. I wasn't supposed to think that out loud. Or in mind." Lyra's light pulsed softly. "Interesting. Among Tavarans, to appreciate another's form or essence is not shameful. It is a recognition of harmony. You saw beauty and you shared it, that is." Honest, Ryan blinked, unsure how to respond. "So you're not offended?" Her voice warmed slightly, like sunlight through clouds. "No, Captain, I am intrigued." Before he could process what that meant, she stepped closer, or rather floated closer as her body had no distinct feet. The air between them shimmered with faint ripples of energy. "Human minds are different," she continued. "You build walls around your thoughts, protect your feelings as if they were fragile. Yet you traveled light years to meet strangers and share your world's story. That contradiction fascinates me." Ryan tried to steady his breathing. Every word and her thought felt heavier now. "We protect our minds because we fear judgment," he said. "We don't always trust others to understand us." Lyra's gaze, though she had no eyes, seemed to study him deeply. "Then your honesty is rare even among your own kind. You shared what you truly felt without control or filter. That makes you unique," Ryan almost laughed. "Unique? More like unprofessional." Her light brightened again. "Perhaps, but in honesty there is strength." There was a pause. The silence in the hall deepened until Ryan could hear the hum of his own nerves. Then Lyra extended a glowing hand, or what looked like one, toward him. A gentle wave of warmth touched his thoughts, not invasive, but comforting. "Let us continue, Captain. You came to learn. Let us see what truths your people hold beyond words." Ryan nodded, still embarrassed but relieved. Yes, of course, their telepathic link deepened. Suddenly, Ryan felt a vast ocean of impressions flooding his mind. Memories of alien cities made of crystal, skies filled with floating lights, entire civilizations moving in harmony. Lyra was showing him Tavara's history, not through words but through experience. He saw their birth from the stars, their unity of thought, their peaceful existence built on empathy. He felt their fear of other species who sought to control or exploit them. And for a brief moment he felt her emotions, the weight of centuries of watching other races fail to understand them. It was overwhelming. Ryan's knees almost gave way. Lyra sensed it and pulled back gently. "I'm sorry. I shared too much." "No," Ryan said, shaking his head. "It was incredible. I never imagined such depth of feeling." Her light flickered again, softer now. "You feel deeply as well, human. That is why we allowed this meeting. Many of your kind speak with ambition, but few with heart. You think with both mind and emotion." Ryan didn't know what to say. For the first time, he realized how limited human speech was compared to direct thought. Telepathy stripped away lies and left only truth, even embarrassing truth. Then, as they ended the session, Lyra said something unexpected. "Captain Ryan, when you called my form beautiful, you did not only see me, did you? You saw something familiar, something human within the light." Ryan hesitated, surprised she understood so much. "Yes. Maybe it reminded me of how humans find beauty in stars." In the unknown, Lyra's energy shimmered like a quiet laugh. "Then perhaps your kind and mine are not so different after all." As he left the Hall of Resonance, Ryan couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed, not just in the negotiation, but in himself. His accidental thought had started a connection he never expected. He looked back one last time. Through the glass, Lyra still stood there, her form glowing faintly violet, the same color she had shown when he first called her beautiful. He wondered what that color truly meant. The day after the meeting in the Hall of Resonance, Captain Ryan Hale could hardly focus on anything else. The stars outside the viewport of his ship seemed dim compared to the colors he had seen in Lyra's form. He replayed the moment of their telepathic exchange over and over in his mind. How had a single thought, a careless, stray recognition of her beauty, opened a connection deeper than any treaty or negotiation? The mission continued, of course. He had reports to write, schedules to follow, and alien customs to respect. But every interaction felt small compared to the one he had with Lyra. Then a transmission came. Not through the usual comm channels, and that was for humans and automated messages. This was different. A ripple of warmth, a pulse of light that only Ryan could perceive. "Captain Ryan," her voice thought said. "I would like to speak again. You may join me in the Hall of Resonance." Ryan hesitated. This was unusual, even bold done for a Tavaran. Their meetings were typically formal, planned and highly structured. This invitation felt personal. He responded quickly, "I will be there." When he arrived, Lyra was waiting. Her form shimmered with a calm silver-blue hue. It was neither solid nor completely energy, a fluid bridge between reality and imagination. As soon as Ryan stepped closer, the familiar pulse of her thoughts washed over him. "You have returned, Captain," she said. "I was curious. Did you understand why I reacted as I did yesterday?" Ryan nodded. "Yes, you were intrigued. You value honesty and direct thought. You didn't take offense, correct?" Lyra replied. "And yet, there is more to our connection than that." She extended what looked like a hand, a wave of shimmering light that brushed his mind softly. "I wish to show you something." Before he could respond, Ryan felt a sudden lift, as if gravity itself had shifted. He was no longer standing on the floor of the station. Instead, he floated in a space of light, surrounded by colors that danced like living music. Lyra's form glowed brighter, her essence flowing like a river around him. "This is the river of thought," she explained. "A place where Tavarans store shared memories and emotions. You may feel them as you wish," Ryan swallowed. Even as a trained human envoy, he had never experienced anything like this. Every color, every pulse carried a story. Laughter of young Tavarans, The glow of first discoveries, the weight of centuries spent guarding their civilization. He felt awe, fear, admiration, and a strange warmth toward Lyra herself. "It is overwhelming," he admitted. "I've never felt so many emotions at once." "That is the nature of truth," Lyra said. "It is not simple. Humans are limited in how much truth you can handle at once. But you have a unique capacity to endure and learn. That is why we were drawn to your species." Ryan's mind raced. "We endure because we adapt. We learn because we must. It is how humans survive, how we grow." Lyra's light pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. "Then perhaps that is why your accidental thought yesterday did not cause harm. You shared honestly, yet your mind was tempered with reflection. That balance, it is rare." For the first time, Ryan realized that his nervousness, embarrassment, and honest curiosity had created a bond stronger than formal diplomacy could. Lyra was not just a representative of her species. She was a bridge, a teacher, and perhaps a friend. Over the next days, Ryan spent more time in the Hall of Resonance. Each visit deepened his understanding of Tavaran culture. Lyra introduced him to their forms of art. Sculpted light patterns, flowing energy symphonies, and even dance-like movements that told stories without words. Ryan began to sense why Tavarans valued perception over speech. Every experience was direct, unfiltered, and profoundly emotional. One day, as he observed a display of moving light sculptures, he accidentally projected a thought again. "They remind me of the constellations of Earth, how humans see stories in stars." He froze. He had meant it as an internal comparison, not a message to Lyra. But again she responded. "I feel your meaning," she said gently. "You find resonance between our worlds. That is a rare gift." Ryan relaxed. Each interaction with her strengthened a new understanding. Humanity had something unique to offer. Not just technology or knowledge, but the ability to see, appreciate, and connect across species. But not all humans shared this perspective. Back on the ship, some crew members were skeptical of the Tavarans. They whispered about potential dangers, about trusting a species that could read minds. Ryan tried to explain, but words failed to capture the depth of his experiences. One evening, he returned to the Hall of Resonance to speak with Lyra about these concerns. "There is tension among your kind," she observed. "Fear is natural, but fear can also limit growth, I know," Ryan said. "Many humans react with caution or even suspicion. But you showed me trust before I earned it. That changes everything." Lyra's form shimmered with gentle gold. "Trust must often be offered before it is received. That is how bridges are built." Ryan thought about yesterday's mistake, his stray, accidental thought, and how it had led to this connection. "Sometimes accidents create understanding," he said aloud. "Indeed," Lyra agreed. "The universe favors those who see honestly, even when unsure." As weeks passed, the human-Tavaran relationship began to flourish. Ryan's embassy became a hub of knowledge sharing. Humans learned Tavaran communication techniques, while Tavarans observed human creativity and ingenuity. Yet through it all, the personal connection between Ryan and Lyra remained central. One afternoon, as they explored a simulation of a Tavaran city together, Ryan shared another stray thought, this time more carefully considered. "I never imagined I could feel so connected to someone from another species." Lyra's light brightened softly, her colors blending into a serene silver. "Then perhaps our connection is no longer accidental, Captain. It is a choice." Ryan felt a swell of emotion, not embarrassment, not fear, but awe. "A choice, yes. I choose to understand, to learn, to connect, and I choose the same," Lyra replied. "We are stronger when we share. That is the essence of your kind, and of mine." For the first time, Ryan realized that humanity's greatest strength wasn't technology, strategy, or even courage. It was the ability to see beyond differences, to connect honestly, and to create understanding where none existed before. As he floated beside Lyra in the river of thought, surrounded by light and memory, Ryan understood something profound. The universe was vast, full of mysteries and beings beyond imagination, but in honesty, curiosity, and compassion, humans had a power that no technology could replicate. The power to touch minds, hearts, and worlds, and sometimes even a small, accidental thought could start a journey that changed everything.